Yeah, hello team, welcome back. Okay, from last four sessions, we are doing a simple project like a cart application, right? Okay, in our playlist, we have completed four parts today. I think the last part of this simple application. Okay, our application is working fine. Our application is like whatever we have expected, it is working fine. On the home page, we are able to display the product listing. And if you want to add item to the cart, yes, you can add items to the cart. Okay. This is what our goal. Just create a simple cart application. Go to the cart and you can delete items if you don't want to purchase. Okay. But here we can optimize our code with the help of custom hooks. Okay. This is the most important and trickiest topic in React.js nowadays. Okay. In this session, we are not going to learn in detail because if you want to discuss on custom hooks, it will take minimum 10 sessions to learn in detail. Okay. So anyway, we are going to cover all the things in coming days. But here we are going to optimize our code with the help of custom hooks in our application. Okay. So up to that we can learn. So for that, like first I will give a simple brief introduction about what is a custom hook. Okay, like already we have a hooks, right? Hooks like React.js is providing the hooks. Hooks are not like it's a simple function actually. Okay, it's nothing but it's a function, but following some rules and regulations of React.js. That's it. So if you observe carefully, we have so far we have learned I think four hooks. That is the first one we have learned use state, right? Another one is use affect. This is another hook. And again use context we have used already, and we have learned use reducer as well. So these are the four hooks which we have learned so far. Okay, if you observe carefully, okay, even the logic wise, hopefully you understand that these are the functions. Okay, basically these are the functions, and they are following one pattern. So if you see, the first three characters are just use, use, and those are in small letter, and you are giving your hook name, that is a state, effect, and context and reducer. Okay, so if you want to create your own hook, yes, those are the custom hooks. That means we can create our own hooks. Okay, so for that we need to follow the rules and regulations. Just go back to the function. What is a function actually? What is the advantage of a function? So if you see, I just created a function called add a comma b. It is going to return a plus b. So here you can call this function n number of times. That means we are reusing the logic. Okay, we are using this simple logic, okay, n number of times. Okay, without writing that n number of times, we are just reusing that. In the same way here also, in there are a few situations we can reuse stateful logic. Just remember my word, what we are going to reuse, stateful logic. So here I will write down, so we can reuse stateful logic. So if you are not reusing the stateful logic, it's better to create a normal function. Okay, it's better to create a normal function. But whenever you are reusing a stateful logic, at the time we should go with a custom hooks. Okay, this is just remember up to this point, just definition and simple explanation, but in detail we are going to learn in coming days. Okay, so now in our code there is a scope to optimize our logic, share our stateful logic with the help of custom hooks. Okay, let's see. Okay, in our code where we can optimize, where is the chance? So let's see. Okay, I'm just opening the product.jsx and product cart.jsx. Observe carefully. In product.jsx, this is the same logic. So use context. You are passing the cart to dispatch context details. to use context, and then it is written. Okay. At the same time, in product cart.jsx also we are writing the same thing. Okay, it's not that much easy to guess way in which situation we need to go for custom hooks right away, because this is the first session. We are going to discuss about a custom hooks, right? It will take time because we need to go with minimum 5 to 10 sessions separately on custom hooks. Then you will get a clarity that okay, in which situation we can use custom hooks. Okay, for now this is just for finishing this project, optimizing this project. Okay, fine. So here in this, in both the situation, product card.jsx and product listing.jsx, sorry, product product.jsx and product card.jsx, we are using this context and we are reading that information with the help of use context hook. So we can optimize this. Okay, we can optimize this with a custom hook. So now I'm going to create one custom hook. Okay, just go to the context.js. So here, anyway, we are importing, if you see what we are doing actually, we are exporting here cart dispatch context actually, or dispatch context we are exporting, and product.jsx, we are importing that cart dispatch context, and with the help of use context, we are extracting our dispatch function, right? Dispatch method reference to that. So here the same thing, because that means that logic is coming from context.js. So here what we can do, previously it was not there. I'm just removing that. Okay. So the logic which we are doing in product cart and product.jsx, we can move the same logic to context.js and we can reuse. Okay, how we can do it? Just wait for 2 minutes. You will understand easily. So what I'm doing here, observe carefully. I'm creating, we are going to create first hook. Okay, in the comment section, just mention that, okay, today, July 4th, we are learning the first custom hook. Just note down that this topic is very, very, very important. Okay, fun. Sorry, fine. I'm creating, so anyway, we need to export that to simple function. But the rule, what is the rule? First rule, if you want to create any custom hook, that name should start with use. Then you can give any name for that. So I'm just writing use. This is for reducer, right? So I'm just giving use reducer hook. So you can give any name. Okay, that's our choice. Okay, use reducer hook. Okay, I'm given a simple name. Even you can give any name, meaningful name. Use cart reducer hook, or use dispatch hook or something, whatever it is. Okay, not reducer, dispatch hook. Sorry, use dispatch hook, or you don't need to mention that it's a hook, because already if you are using this use and if you are following the rules, that is just, yes, definitely it's a hook. That's a custom hook. So okay, use dispatch, this is the simple thing. So in this use dispatch, I'm just returning, okay, I'm going to use a use context, and here it's simply cart dispatch context. So here I'm writing the logic. Now, if you just call this use dispatch, is this use dispatch function, use dispatch hook is going to take care of that, getting the reference to that dispatch method. So if you see here, card dispatch context, right? This is the card dispatch context. Here we are providing the value, that is the dispatch method. Dispatch method. So this use dispatch, what it will do, it will simply bring that dispatch from the context. This is the context, right? This is a card dispatch context. So that's it. So now I'm going to optimize the code here. So observe carefully what the changes I'm doing. So here you no need to use context anymore right now, because directly you can, even you don't need to write 2 lines of code here. Observe carefully. I'm just how I'm updating the code. Let me copy one more time and paste it. I'm just doing comment so that you can compare what we have, what we are doing. So here, observe carefully. I'm just removing this. So I need use dispatch hook because you don't need to import cart dispatch context, and you don't need to use context, and you don't need to pass down to the use context that cart dispatch context. So we can avoid that complexity. Okay, of course it's not a big complex, but still we can optimize the code with help of custom hooks. So simply in the context, you don't need to import cart dispatch context. Directly you can import use dispatch. If you know, right, use dispatch is a hook. It is going to return, it is going to return our dispatch. That's, you don't need to mention cart dispatch context because already in context.js, whenever you call this use dispatch, it is taking care of that logic. So it is taking the cart dispatch context and it is passing to the use context and it is returning the result to you directly. So you can remove this line. Okay, you can remove this line. Okay, you don't need to use the use context anymore now in this situation, and you can remove this one as well. So if you see, so for understanding purpose, for comparing, okay, you can cross check, so that I'm just keeping it here so that it's simplified, right? Simplified. Same thing, go to the product cart.jsx, and okay, as we said, we no need to use context, or you can comment it instead of removing. For this one, I'm just taking the copy. Okay, here instead of importing card dispatch context and passing it to the use context, just use directly use dispatch. So this use dispatch hook will take care of that, how to get the reference to the dispatch method which you are passing here, and it will return the reference to this dispatch. Okay, so now, okay, I did the changes. Let's see whether application is working or not. We did the changes. First of all, it should work, right? The application should work. Okay, we have done some changes, that's why application has loaded one more time. So just go to the home page, and I'm just adding to the cart. Okay, here this is the product. So in the product listing page on the home page, we have used this product.jsx. We have used product.jsx. Here we are dispatching. So if you are able to add item to the cart, that means it is working successfully. Oh no, it's not working. That means it's working, but why it is not added first item? Okay. Anyway, it's working now. I okay. Let me refresh one more time. First item. Okay, adding. Maybe I didn't click properly. Okay, so you can add item to the cart. It's working perfectly, and at the same time, we have used the same logic in the cart page also. In cart page, we are calling this product cart. Just go to the product cart. In the product cart, again, we are using our first custom hook, right? So here we are dispatching. Yes, it's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. Fantastic. So that means we have created our first custom hook without understanding completely. Of course, without learning completely what is a custom hook. So if you see, if you want to know much details, please go and read the documentation. That is very, very important. Anyway, I will explain, but it will take some time, right? So why you need to wait for me? Just go and open this documentation and read out. So here they have mentioned, so if you see, it's simple, sharing logic between the components. Custom hooks means it's simply sharing logic between the components, but it should be a stateful logic. So we'll provide some information here, extracting your own custom hook from a component. Okay, okay, if you see, hooks names always start with use. These are the rules and regulations. Lots of things, lots of rules and regulations are there, but slowly we can learn step by step, passing reactive values between the hooks. Lots of advantages are there. Okay, fine. So I hope you already have a habit to read the documentation. Otherwise, at least start from today, because reading the documentation is the very good and necessary habit for software developers. Of course, for everyone, but at least we can't escape from that. Okay, and here we have done one custom hook. Now we can create another one. Okay, can you guess? Of course, maybe if you think properly, we are doing the same kind of thing again in the header and the cart page. You see, in the header we are we are fetching the state information with the help of use context, and we are passing the cart state context. At the same time, we are doing the same thing in the cart.jsx also. We are passing the cart state context to the use context, and we are getting the state. So why can't we optimize this one also? Here also we can use a custom hook. Okay. I hope now you have at least some idea. Please do practice what we have done so far, and then come back and just do this one also. So this one is the use dispatch. So again, here I'm going to write export function. Here you can't say that use state, because use state is already there, right? Use state is already there. So what I'm doing, use cart state, use cart state. Fantastic. So I hope you know already now what we can do here. Use, it is going to take cart state context, and it will extract the state for you, and it will return to us. So again, just go back to the cart page and header.jsx and replace, use this use cart state hook. So here we don't need to use context here, and instead of importing cart state context directly, you can import the hook, that is use cart state. And here just simply just remove this one, or otherwise, okay, as a beginner it's better to compare. So what you are writing now, simple, simple, use cart state, that's it. You don't need to pass any parameters, you don't need to import this and that. So once you have implemented properly in the context.js, so everything, because the logic and context, all the information related to the context and the reducer, everything right now we are maintaining in only one file. You see, we have created the context here, we have created reducer here, we have created one more simple component, okay, for providing the context information, and here we have created custom hooks to extract the information from the context. So the logic is really optimized. Okay, fine. So go to the code. This is fantastic. And again, in the header also we are displaying the count, right? So here also, so just comment it out, use context, and here instead of importing the cart state context, just use cart state, that's it. So this is our hook, and let's see, I'm just copying, just do a paste, done. So just use use cart state, fantastic. So done, our project is done. Okay, just go back, and it's better to refresh one more time. So now, yes, we are able to add item to the cart. If you see, this is working because in the header we are able to read information from the context, we are able to calculate how many items are there, and we are able to display here properly. And again, if you go to the cart page, okay, if you go to the cart page, because we are adding item to the cart, and whenever you go to the cart page, if you want to display all the product details, again we are getting that product details from the cart, right? So it is also working. That means successfully we have created two custom hooks today. Two custom hooks. Okay, so far if you see, you feel that, you feel like that, no, it's very simple. Why you are saying that it's a complex? Okay, here in this situation it's very simple, but as we grow, like, definitely we need to learn in detail, then it is easy actually. Okay, then it is easy. So anyway, we are going to take minimum 5 to 10 sessions on custom hooks in coming days, so just wait for that. So here, this is a conclusion for our first project. So here I'm going to upload this in this playlist, again in our React.js playlist as well, but this is for our first project. It's a simple project, and we can add login screen, sign up screen. Okay, and you can add okay, just build a navigation bar for laptops, bags, and mobile phones separately. Just do it, practice, just do practice, and already you understand the fundamentals of the routing. So this is the assignment for you. Okay, at least it will take another 15 to 15 sessions. We need to again go back and understand remaining concepts, like use ref is there, and how to improve the performance of the application, and lots of other hooks are there. Okay, so we are going to focus on all other remaining concepts in React.js, and again, once we complete the all the fundamentals in React.js, again we are going to do a complete project. Okay, this is just to understand the cart, right? How the cart logic is working. But after learning all the concepts in React.js, we are going to do our own project. That is like a farmer's friend. So from long back, I'm just thinking that we should start that project, we should start that project. But okay, anyway, definitely we are going to start that project after 2 months, because it will take 1 month to cover all the concepts in React.js, remaining concepts. Then we can start the project. Okay, are you ready? So this is the end of the first project. Hopefully, if you are watching this video, if you are if you are just following, please complete this I think 5 sessions, 1 2 3 4, and which we are recording now, that will be a fifth part. So do practice, and don't copy paste or don't do it blindly. Okay, understand the concept. Once you understand the concept, practice it. Hopefully you will remember for a long time. So still, if you have any questions in this topic, because so far we have learned these concepts, right? Use state, use effect, use context, use reducer, and context API. Okay, we have used the context API. To interact with the context API, we are using use context, and use reducer also to maintain the reducer part. And we have learned React router. Okay, React router DOM. So we have learned these fundamentals, and somewhere I think I've explained how to create a sign up page with and how to maintain the state of each and every field, right? So hope you have remembered. So far we have learned these things. Okay, this is like, we can say, like, major part is done actually. Major part is done in React. So if you see, just go to the learn React section. So here we have 4 sections in the left side. One is the describing the UI, adding interactivity, managing the state. So I have covered these 3 parts, and still I need to cover at least 5 to 6 concepts in these 3 major sections. So that I will explain. Anyway, I'm not going to miss those things. Definitely I will explain. I will cover those things as well by end of the training. So now we are entering into the escape hatches. This is the last major section, and lots of things we need to learn. And without understanding describing the UI, without understanding adding interactivity, without understanding the managing the state, okay, without understanding these projects, it's really difficult to understand what is there in the escape hatches. These are the most important concepts we are going to learn in in the escape hatches. So that's why my humble request is, please do practice. If you have any questions, just reach out to me, send me an email, or even you can put in the comment section, so that if you didn't understand any concept, I will create a separate video on that and I will explain to you. So okay, we can conclude and we can close this session. And thank you for participating in this project. I know at least 5 to 10 students are doing. Okay, maybe they are not joining live, but they are doing. That's, I'm happy. But in this video, or in the comment section, just add it. Okay, what is your experience? Because you have done a first project on React, right? So just add some comments if you really enjoyed or not. Okay. Okay, thank you, and see you in the next session. That is, we are going to learn use the ref hook in the next session. Bye bye.